Sometimes the people who love you will hold you back. Don't let them. Not everyone is going to understand the process that you're on, whether it is a healing journey, whether it's the journey towards living your utmost life, whether it's the journey towards living your most happy, your most fruitful, most successful life. Not everyone is going to understand that, and they want you to stay in that same place that they always believe that you are, because the truth is, some people are comfortable. They're comfortable in stagnancy, they're comfortable in broken cycles, and they're comfortable staying the way that they're supposed to be. They don't question that life could be better. They don't question that society could change, and they don't question that anything can move forward. They are not people who are for progression. They're not people who are for the progression of not only their lives, but everyone. They say misery loves company, and these are these people incarnated. And sometimes these can be the people who love you the most. It could be your mom, your dad, your uncle, your brother, your sister, whoever, and they can hold you back. And sometimes it's not even in the way that you mean to. Sometimes with people who love you, whether it's sometimes even romantic relationships as well, they love you so much that the idea of you and you as a service to them, and you as a partner to them, and you as a part of their regulation process in their emotions and the comfort that you have in their life, you moving forward might take you away from them. And the selfish nature of a lot of human beings is to keep you in that place so that they can get access to your labor. And it doesn't even have to be in the kind of situation where it's 80-20, it could be 50-50, 100-100, but it's hard. It's hard to watch the people you love float away from your life, or you no longer have access to them the way that you're used to. When relationships happen, you kind of become symbiotically like interwoven with each other. You start to talk the same. Some people start looking like, oh my God. Some people start looking alike, and it becomes something that is so like, it will become something that you can't even help. You just become so interwoven with that person, and you want them to stay. You don't want them to leave, and they will then hold you back. That's why when you make decisions, sometimes when it comes to decisions that are going to pull you forward, when it comes to decisions that are going to make you the happiest, you have to start thinking of your life outside of these people. Who am I outside of the company of others? Who am I outside of the company of my partner? What would make me the most fulfilled? What would make me the most happy? And you can do that while considering these people. You always have to consider others and the people that you love. You could be raising children together, you could have a dog. I'm not saying be selfish, but you also have to consider yourself and consider them as a part of it and not the forefront. People want to be the forefront of your life. That can happen. The only time that is even excusable is when you have children. Unless you have someone or something who's dependent on you, that is when you can make the sacrifice to put yourself last, or yourself after that person. Last is never an option. But never allow people to stunt the journey that you're supposed to go on. That is how you have, they say destiny helpers, you have destiny destroyers, holding you back, telling you who and where and whatever you're supposed to be. You get to decide that. It is taking full autonomy over your life. And the people you love, sometimes the people that care about you, people that love you, they don't even, it's not about people that love, people that love you, they will hold you back. And it's why sometimes they say when something is good, keep it to yourself. Because subconsciously, they will start to bring you down, hold you back. Because they only know what they know. They only know their limitations, and they put that limitation onto you. Even I've done this. I'm not above this. And that's why when it comes to making executive decisions in your life, you understand that only your opinion matters. You can, of course, get an opinion. Don't let it dictate your life. I'm the kind of person where people ask, how do you stop caring what people think about you? You're always going to care. Some people care less. I care less. I can't lie. Like, if you see some of the shoes I wear to leave my house, I don't give a fuck. If people look at my shoes, they look at me, I'm like, I just don't care when it comes to certain things. But I care when it comes to other things. But I'm not going to let it stop me from doing what I want to do. Okay, this opinion, they said this, it kind of bothers me. I'm still going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? You don't like my hair? I'm still gonna wear the hair the way I want to. Do things despite the disapproval of others. Really, truly get that. Do things despite the approval of other people. Let me see how your life moves forward. Of course you're gonna care. People that say, oh, I woke up one day and didn't care. Most likely you're lying. We're social creatures. We care about other people's opinions. We care about other people's approval. But fuck them anyways. Not, but fuck them anyways. Like, fuck their opinion. Okay, this is their opinion. This is how they feel about it. I'm gonna do what I want anyways. What a lot of people don't understand is that you can get to a point in your life where you no longer want to be associated with the older version of yourself. And it's hard. And it's difficult, right? Because people will only associate you with the old version of yourself. For me, the old version of myself was very deeply socially anxious, and I never understood why people even liked me, because I was such a chronic people pleaser. Felt like I was a shell of a person. This is what I would do with every social interaction. I would look around, spend around an hour with someone, learn the things they dislike, learn things that they like, and then kind of suit my personality to make sure that I was likable. That's how pathetic I thought I was. And people would want that person because that's what they're familiar with, and that's how they met you. Right? It's the same way when you're in a relationship, for example. This is obviously a toxic version, right? And the person is positive, they're doing good, and then they change and become negative. You want the older version of that person. You've become accustomed to that person. But they don't understand people are allowed to evolve. Whether it's left, right, upwards, or downwards, whether it's in a way you don't like, they're allowed to do so. Are you then going to accept them? It's the same way when you have friends from high school, friends from your family. They will want to cradle and they will want to hold that old version of you close to heart. But then you have to let them understand that only you get to define yourself. You can change your name, you can change your identity, you can change everything about you, and people will only see you the way that they met you. People will only see you the way that they feel that they have created you most of the time. But it's not up for them to decide who and what you are. You decide that. You could literally, this is the power of strangers. You could literally go up to strangers and give yourself a new nickname. Maybe choose your middle name instead of the name before. Give yourself a whole new name. Even in jobs now, you can have a preferred, obviously that was made for trans and non-binary people, but you can put any name. Go in there. Same way with stage names. You create a whole new persona for yourself. Of course, the people around you will still see you as that person, but they don't get to dictate anything about you. The most powerful and the most beautiful part of being a champion and being a author of your life is you get to change the script and change the chapter and edit it in any way that you feel like. You get to make executive decisions on how people perceive you and how people even understand you. You move forward. Love doesn't mean you have to stay in places where your growth is stifled. That's not what love means. Love means that the people who love you accept where you're at. Sometimes they accept you're staying in the same place, or they accept that you're moving forward. And they understand that in relationships, things can keep you away from each other. My best friend, one of my closest friends, she doesn't live in the same country as I do. Actually, two of them. And it's hard. It's difficult when you don't get to see, especially when you live together, or you have one I've lived together and one we've only met once in person, but we call all the time, and it's difficult not having to see them all the time. But life takes you to different places, and sometimes it can bring you back. Life is so short, but also life is so full of experiences that you can never predict. And the stability that can come into your life could allow you to travel, go see them, but you support the journey and where they're at. And the power of relationships is that distance won't make a factor, especially now with all the technology. It won't play a factor in how you decide that you want to pursue this relationship. And you can decide whether you want the relationship to pause or come to an end. Because personally, I don't think I could do long distance, but I think it's simply because I don't make enough money to travel really far. But even if I did, I don't know that I would do it. But it could end the relationship, but it doesn't mean you didn't love them. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't change the experiences that you have. It doesn't change them at all. So allow yourself to outgrow the spaces that have held you back, and sometimes leaving the people that you love, leaving the people that you love so deeply behind, and knowing that this place is not aligned with my path. And sometimes you can outgrow people you love. You can outgrow people you love. It also doesn't mean you stop loving them. You outgrow them and realize, okay, you won't have as big a space in my life, and that's okay. And you can still love them and you can still have them in your life. And you can still do the things that you've always wanted to do. But maybe they won't take full space in your life like they used to, and that's okay. Sometimes loyalty can become a cage and you need freedom to heal. In my life, I've always felt like a cage bird. I always felt like I couldn't really express myself. I always felt like I couldn't really live the life I always wanted to live. And because it doesn't even mean you have to be, it means that you're being loyal to people, for example, who are holding you back, or you're being loyal to people, for example, who are maybe even stealing from the experience from life from you. They're holding you back, or generally they're stealing from your experience, or at least it feeling that way. It can mean that certain places, certain beliefs, certain lifestyles are holding you back, and you have to drop them where they are. Certain lifestyles may not be suitable for you anymore. It could be religious lifestyles, it could be drug-induced lifestyles, it could be all kinds of lifestyles, it could be even lifestyles that aren't quite neutral. Maybe it's being a hippie, maybe it's being alt, maybe it's being goth, maybe it's just not you anymore. You can outgrow it. Maybe I decide, for example, I want to stop wearing pink in all my videos. I'll stop wearing pink. It's like, it could be that little, but allow yourself to evolve, because it could be the most little things. For example, I love doing brown in my hair. I don't think I'm going to have black hair for a very long time. Little things. And you never know how they will help you evolve. It could start simple, it could start small, but all that matters is you truly become accustomed to understanding, and truly become accustomed to understanding where your life path is heading, and you don't allow the people or things that you've loved, or you become accustomed to, or you're comfortable with, to hold you back. And sometimes you can even assure them that them losing you, or feel like they're losing you, it's not going to happen. Anytime I feel like anyone is kind of, I love them and they're kind of gone from my life, or they're being not gone from my life, like life is just taking me to a different place, you can make time in your life for them. Let them know they're a priority, that nothing is gonna change. Of course, everything's gonna change, but my love for you will never change. And then you make time. Me and my friend, it was 2023 when we stopped living together, and abruptly she had to leave us. But I called her today. And it's so funny I made this video. I called her today and we spoke, and I was so glad we spoke. And we still speak, we still have our plans, we still have all the things that we want to do in our lives, and it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, people, what's the word? You have to allow the people, you have to allow the things and the people that are in our life to not to hold us back, and then let them evolve with you. Let them know that I'm evolving, but I want to evolve as you, as a part of my life. They don't have to be the forefront anymore. They can still be a huge part of it. And I think that people may cling to the version of you that serve their needs. They'll cling to the version of you that put yourself last. They'll cling to the version of you that had no boundaries. They'll cling to the version of you that had no sense of self-autonomy. But that's because they were only invested in using you. The people that love you will be invested in building you up. The people that love you will be invested in your happiness. The people that love you will be invested in your change, because change is inevitable. They will not have you wanting to fight change and stay in that same place with them that they can't get out of. They will never want that for you, because people that love you, people that want you in their life, people that respect the value that you bring into their life will never, ever, ever, ever want to hold you back from something that will bring you joy. They want you happy. Your happiness is their happiness. When my friends give me good news, I can't obviously be more happy than they're happy, because I don't want to center myself in the experiences that they're having. But the joy that fills my heart is insurmountable, because we share the joy together. People that don't do that hate to be the bearer of bad news. They're not who you think they are. That's the best way I can describe it. They're not. You need to allow the people in your life to do that for you. And if they can't do that for you, boo-hoo, I'll do it for you. You share your good news and we share that joy together, and we allow, and it allows that person to move forward. The thing about people in stagnancy, what I've realized, because I'm rarely ever stagnant, or I don't allow stagnancy to hold me back. When people give me good news, I'm really jealous because it inspires me. It inspires me to move forward and go after my dreams, go after the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Because the thing is, if you feel like things aren't going well for you and you're doing your best, you're still going to move forward, right? But if you're concerned with what someone else is doing and how different it is for you, then that is time you could be using to focus on yourself. Obviously, it's different where someone is giving actual preferential treatment for you and they're taking something from you that you deserve. That's different. But at the end of the day, it requires you to choose yourself, and it requires you to let you allow joy to be shared within your relationships and not have someone steal your joy. And the growth of it will require you to choose yourself when other people don't approve. You will need constant approval for everything. Then you trust your intuition. Okay, I understand you don't like this decision I'm making. You don't like this top I'm wearing. I like it. Or, oh, this thing, it doesn't look nice. I don't really care. And you can move forward and live your life to the fullest. And the last point, real love, the last point, real love allows you to expand and not shrink. It allows you to evolve in the most beautiful and most profound ways, and you will no longer shrink yourself for the joy of others. People that do that for you are not meant to be in your life, and it is even good that you evolve past them. It's Asha Lovely Day, telling and making sure you have a lovely day. Your medicine woman here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. I hope you enjoyed this video. Love you so much.
The Medicine Woman.